Jemima has given me permission to be myself.
I've never seen anyone like it before, just touched my heart.
I think it's fair to say that she blew everyone away.
Act 4, Scene 2. We're all multilingual, we can scream and cry in every language because emotion translates the truth.
I was just completely blown away and incredibly moved.
I've been doing the performance poetry now for about 4 or 5 years, and I speak about subjects like mental illness / mental health and suicide and sexual violence. Being drunk is no excuse, that's not up for negotiation. What your mates think is irrelevant, don't let that fuel irritation, be patient. I speak autobiographically and share my own experiences in the hope of being relatable for people who need to hear the same stories that they've been through.
I loved Jemima's performance. It just got me, and even though it's really kind of quite difficult material, actually, this stuff is really important to talk about.
I got into poetry because I was going through a really difficult time mentally. I started writing how I was feeling in the hope, I think, that one day it would be the way that I could explain to people what was going on. The process of writing Unorthodox was one that I didn't really know was happening. I was expressing how I felt. I was talking about my trauma and my mental illness, and I was writing the poems as and when I needed them. Verve Poetry Press got in touch with me and were saying at some point these poems are going to need somewhere to go.
I scream, I don't want to do this anymore. He says, but honey, don't you remember what you told me before?
I went straight back in touch with Stuart at Verve and said, I'm ready to write my book, I'm ready to put that manuscript together. And it just kind of fell into place and it was perfect. So I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now if it wasn't for the fact that I had experienced trauma when I was 16 years old.
Finally, wanting to live again but realising I no longer knew how to.
I do tend to get a lot of survivors coming up to me. I've had people share trauma experiences and let me know that they've never spoken about it before that moment. I remember a gig where I did a poem that I wrote to my parents. A mother came up to me after the show and she said, thank you for sharing that piece because I've just realised what is going on with my daughter at the moment.
I'm racing the go-kart you bought us as kids, head first into the wall I've built. Cutting through the rope of the tire swing you made with my razor-sharp tongue. I'm untying one end of the zip line to make it more difficult for us to reach the other side. Hammering on the slats with my heavy heart of the treehouse you built when we were young.
It is my outlet, it is what I've used to cope with my situation.
I'd if only my thoughts had clocked the ones he had, but to have attention from an older lad until this moment had made me glad. The one whose name I doodled in hearts in my yellow sketch pad, and now you're not leaving until I'm finished.
Jemima is a fantastic champion of women's rights.
She blew me away. I cried for pretty much her whole set.
Striking and special, unique. Someone who never fails to convey raw emotion, moves you to tears. Someone who's genuine, someone who's transparent and open, beautiful with language and a serene delivery.
You are destined to win this war because you are the only one in it.